Hello everyone, welcome to Cardex Gaming, and today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the Game of the Year awards. I wanted to talk some about my decisions and the nominees and just stuff like that. I also wanted to announce that on December 11th, aka the night of the Game Awards, I am going to be doing a live stream for the event. I'm going to be streaming the whole thing. We're going to be reacting to all of the announcements. We're going to be reacting to all of the winners. And we're going to be reacting to the winner of the Game Awards. And that's kind of why I'm doing this video, is to discuss what I think will win, what I think should win, and just talk about some of the nominees, because there's a lot of nominees that are not necessarily controversial, but there are some that's just strange. And so I wanted to go through. I have already voted, but I wanted to show off my votes. So first off, Game of the Year award, just right off the bat, Clair Obscur Expedition 33. Easily the best game here. It is one of my favorite games of all time. I think that it is such a level above any game that has come out in so long. And I know that people like to hate on it because it's turn-based, because it's not a normal JRPG, because they didn't like the mechanics of it. I don't care. Everything about this game is phenomenal. The story, the narrative, the music, especially the music, everything about it is phenomenal. And I think that it winning 12, because it was nominated for 12 different awards. It is the most any game has ever been nominated for in the Game Awards, which is 12. It's a record holder. I think that is absolutely earned in every sense of the word. But I did not vote for Clair Obscur. I did most iterations, but I did not vote for Clair Obscur every single category, because I do believe that there are some that do kind of hold the title a little bit better, and so that's what kind of wanted to talk about. But Game of the Year, absolutely Clair Obscur. Best game direction, also Clair Obscur. I think that some of these other games, like for instance, I didn't play Death Stranding or Ghost of Yotai. Actually, I haven't played all of these games, funnily enough. I love this studio, Split Fiction, and I've seen the gameplay of Split Fiction, but I just think that Clair Obscur's got it. I just think Clair Obscur has the best vision, and it says vision and innovation. And I mean, it's just a new world. It's literally a brand new experience that no one has done before. It is extremely unique. It's extremely innovative, and it took actual gameplay mechanics and changed the way that you play them. I think that it's easily, well, not easily for this category. I think that it could potentially go to another, but I think Clair Obscur is the winner here. Best narrative, Clair Obscur. It is the best narrative. I haven't seen much of Silent Hill. I think Silent Hill could have a shot. Death Stranding could have a shot. Ghost of Yotai. I think all of these, quite honestly, and that goes for, I didn't talk about it, but for Game of the Year, all of these, and the only one that I do not want to win, just off of principle alone, is Donkey Kong Bonanza. It's not because I think Donkey Kong is a bad game. It's not because I don't support the studio. I just don't like Nintendo. And Nintendo has been a very kind soul. Let's put it that way. A very, very kind soul this year, especially with their lawsuits regarding the Pal World lawsuits, regarding the Nintendo Switch 2 release in its entirety. And so I was just, I don't want them to be rewarded for that. And so, maybe that's a crazy thing to be, because I also want to support game developers who do good things. I've not played any of the new Nintendo games because I do not have a Nintendo Switch 2. So I don't want to point people in the direction of being like, you shouldn't vote for Nintendo because of it's Nintendo. Because I want to support every developer that makes a good game. I just don't think that Nintendo deserves the reward, personally. Music, come on. It's not even close. I have not. There, listen, you cannot tell me that even if you despise the game, you cannot tell me the soundtrack does not sound good. You will never. You're rage baiting. This soundtrack isn't just like it is not. I'm not going to exaggerate. It is not only the best video game soundtrack I have ever heard. It is probably the best soundtrack, period, I have ever heard. This music has literally changed my life, and it will be in my top Spotify playlist. Like for the end of the year where they have what their Spotify Wrapped. That's what it's called. Spotify Wrapped. It will be in the Spotify Wrapped. I can guarantee you. I have listened to it that much. And so easily, Lorien Testard, he cooked so hard that he changed the way I hear gaming music. Like, I've never paid that much attention. And I am a huge audiophile. Like, ask anyone. I am a very big music person. I have never paid that much attention to a soundtrack. I have like 10 tracks from this game in my personal playlist alone. This game is king when it comes to music. Audio design also. Like, honestly, like the sound effect that the parries make, the sound effect that like all the enemies make, all of that. It sounds so crisp. It sounds so good. It's I have to give it to this one. Best perform. This was my most controversial one. This is the one that I could not vote for the life of me, and I still don't know if I've made the right decision. Because every single one of the people on this list deserve the reward. Every single person on this list. It was such a hard decision to make. I was between Ben Starr, Jennifer English, and Troy Baker. I picked Troy Baker because Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, his voice acting in that game sounds so identical to Harrison Ford that if you didn't know that it wasn't Harrison Ford, you wouldn't know. Like, it is so just it is Harrison Ford. Like, even the voice director of the game didn't know it wasn't Harrison Ford. When it was sent, he was sent a tape of Troy Baker doing the Harrison Ford voice, and he thought it was Harrison Ford. And he was like, this is just a voice clip of Harrison Ford. And he's like, no, this is Troy Baker. And he called Troy Baker. He's like, is this your voice? He's like, yeah. He's like, you're hired. Obviously, I'm simplifying that story, but like that is essentially what happened. And so I have to give that to Troy Baker. But every single one of the actors and actresses on this list should win. If genuinely, I really think that they should split this category. Best performance, I think it should be best voice acting, best motion, and then performance capture. Like, I really think that they should split this. Because Ben Starr and Charlie Cox and Jennifer English, I don't know about Erica Isha, and I don't really want to pronounce her name because I don't want to butcher it, but Konatsu Kato. I really hate butchering people's names like that. I really apologize. But these two, I don't know if they did performance capture, but I know that these didn't. I don't know if Troy Baker did either, but I know for certain that these didn't. I think actually Jennifer English did do performance capture. I think Charlie Cox is the one that didn't do the. But like how can you put them in the same category? Like, performance capture and voice acting is a very, very different thing. And I think that you need to separate that to be able to be like, oh, well, this is the same thing and this is the same thing. I just think that that's silly. This one, I have no idea. I didn't play any of these games. I didn't touch this with a 40-foot pole. I wanted to play Doom the Dark Ages, but I never got around to it. Atomfall looks like a great game. Never played it. South of Midnight looks like an incredible game. Never played it. EA Sports FC, wouldn't touch it with a 40-foot pole. So, I mean, I don't know any of these, and so I've not voted on these. If you want to let me know in the comments what you think your answer is, I will see what gets the most votes, and I'll vote for that. But, like, I think this category is a really important category. I really like this category. I just feel like these are a weird bunch to put in here because again, and to be fair, I've never played any of them, but this is a weird bunch. Like how are you gonna say like Assassin's Creed Shadows? To be fair, I never played Assassin's Creed Shadows, but I just don't like Ubisoft. That was the reason. It had nothing to do with the Black Samurai, all that bullshit. It had nothing to do with that. I didn't care about that. The only reason I didn't play it was because I don't like Ubisoft, and I wasn't going to spend money on it. And I was just, if it comes to Game Pass, which it may have already come to Game Pass, I don't know. But if it comes to Game Pass, I might try it out. But like, it's just not my cup of tea. I don't like the Assassin's Creed series. I like Black Flag, and I kind of like Odyssey. But like the rest of them, they're okay. But like they're not great. And then they get crappy as they go along, and so it's just like I just didn't care for it. And then Adamfall, I just never got around to playing it. Doom: The Dark Ages, I really wanted to play Doom: The Dark Ages, but I wanted to play the other Doom before it. And then when it came out, I just didn't get time to play it. And then I was like, oh well, I'll just play the other ones first. And then I never did any of it, and I've still not played any Doom. And I never played Doom: The Dark Ages. And South of Midnight, that seems like a game I would like, but I just never got around to playing it. Games for Impact, this is another category. I have no idea. I think this is a really cool topic, like a cool category. But like, I'm not educated enough to make I'm not educated enough in this category to make a proper decision because I don't know these games. Like this game, and this game, I've never even heard of. I think I've heard of this one, but these three I've never even heard of. I don't want to vote for something if I don't know what it is, and so I didn't vote for that one either. And the website just broke. Of course, the website just breaks. Here we go. Best ongoing game. I picked Marvel Rivals. I know everyone loves Helldivers 2, but I never got around to playing Helldivers 2 because it was originally like a big PlayStation game. It was Sony, and then when it went to Steam, I just never got around to playing it. And at the time, I didn't even have a PC. And then I was like, well, I might consider it. And also, I'm just not a big online gamer. And Marvel Rivals was free. The only reason I played Marvel Rivals was because it was free. And because my friend Dauntless, he was like, oh, it's really good. Oh, it's really good. And I was like, oh, well, I'll try it out. And I really like Marvel Rivals. I don't play it because, again, I'm not a fan of online games. So I haven't played it in a long time. But I keep up with it. Like, I kind of know what comes out of it. But, like, I just think that what they've managed to do with Marvel Rivals is incredible. And I think that it deserves a reward for that, like some type of award. And I don't know anything about this game, Final Fantasy. I don't really care about No Man's Sky. I tried playing No Man's Sky, and I thought it was a boring, janky mess and didn't touch it again. And this was just like less than a year ago. And so, like, maybe it's a good one. But, like, also, Fortnite and No Man's Sky and this, like, these games didn't even come out these years. Like, yeah, they've added content, but, like, Marvel Rivals came out this year and still managed to put itself in the category alongside Fortnite, which has had the online community in a chokehold for like a decade. And so for me, it was a pretty easy choice for Marvel Rivals. Community support, don't really know much about this category, but I love the community support behind Baldur's Gate. I love the people who work on Baldur's Gate. And so I was just like, yeah. What's funny about this category, though, is that Helldivers 2 is on here, and Helldivers 2 was the exact opposite. In fact, I think that, like, the community support, like, I think that's what killed Helldivers, was the lack of community support. Because when they released it and they had that weird lockdown where you couldn't play it unless you had your Sony account, and then they just didn't talk about it. Like, they would not talk to their community about it. And so, like, they kind of dropped the ball on this. So the fact they're even nominated for that is silly. Best independent game, Clair Obscur 33. I wouldn't be upset if any of these won, quite frankly. I just realized I'm wearing headphones. And I have no reason to be wearing headphones. So there's that. Um, I don't have a problem with any of these winning. Quite frankly, I don't know these two though. Black Blueprints. I know people loved Blueprints. I really thought Blueprints. Why can I not say that? I really thought Blueprints would win like a nomination for Game of the Year, but it didn't. So it's good that it's here. Hollow Knight. I don't know much about Hollow Knight. I know that it was freaking hilarious seeing people betting online if it was even a real thing, and like even I was like, dude, I don't think this game is real. I don't think this game is ever coming out. Hades 2. I know nothing about this game. I just Clair Obscur was the best independent game. I mean, if you really wanted to grasp straws and be like, oh well, Clair Obscur is too big of a game, too big of a title, because technically it did have a pretty decent budget, even though it is an independent studio. Um, I think that it would. I would probably say it would go to Blueprints, but that's just me. So this one was actually difficult. I did pick Clair Obscur 33 just because I think that it was insane what they were able to debut their company with. But I did think that Dispatch. To be fair, I've only played 2 episodes of Dispatch at the current point of doing this video. I've only played 2, but I do think that this was a really good studio. I think that what they're doing with this is very solid, and so and again, Blueprints. Like I think that like this year has no nominees that are just like undeserving of the title. I just really liked Clair Obscur, and it's probably making me a bit biased. And so like if you liked Dispatch or if you liked this game, this Dispolite, if you liked Blueprints, like vote for that. But I think Clair Obscur is the better game. Mobile game. I don't play mobile games. I don't play mobile games. It's really that simple. I, I I don't know what any of these games are. I've heard of them. I've heard of every game here, but I don't know. I picked Marvel Deadpool because out of this is like really the only one I had ever even heard of, and I really liked what they did with Deadpool. I saw some of the gameplay; it looked really fun. However, I didn't know this game was out. Isn't this game still in early release? Am I crazy? I could have sworn this was in early release. This one was a toss up. I picked Battlefield 6 just because everyone really liked Battlefield 6 and people constantly told me how great Again, I am not a multiplayer anyone. The only reason I picked that one was because I thought that it was pretty impressive what they managed to do with Battlefield 6. I am going to play Ninja Gaiden 4. I will probably take back this vote. Like I'm not going to play it I'm not gonna get to play it before the Game Awards, but like I'll probably play Ninja Gaiden 4 and be like, this is the best game ever, and I should not have voted for Battlefield 6, but I voted for Battlefield 6. Like, so this one, I voted for Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, which I am actually surprised it got a nominee in the first place, but Indiana Jones and the Great Circle was my game of the year last year. The only reason it didn't even get nominated or anything was because it was right after the cutoff date. It was like it released like I think like a week after the Game Awards. And so when I played this game, it was an incredible experience. This game is absolutely phenomenal. This was my game of the year for 2024. And if it had been put on the list among the contenders, it would have been a hard decision. I understand why it didn't though, because it just didn't hold up. It just didn't hold up among the other games because it was released in 2024. No one remembered it. No one like there were so many games that come out this year, which is why I think that the Game Awards should be held in January. Personally, I think the Game Awards should be held in January. That way, you capture every game that came out, not just the ones at the beginning of December. For because the nominations just happened And so you're only getting to November, right? And so I feel like it should have went back further than that. I know I'm going to get a lot of flack for this one because I've talked nonstop about how much I love Clair Obscur, but I picked Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 for this because it's an RPG, best game designed with rich yada yada yada. And it's like, dude, this game, I played the first one and I had to quit the first one because there's so much content in this game. The first Kingdom Come Deliverance game has so much content that I played 70 more hours into this game and I still was lost because there was so much to do. And then Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 comes out and there's more than the... Oh, oops. There was even more to do, and there was more things to see, and there was more people, and there was more animations, and there was more character stuff, there was more everything. The only game that I would have voted, and to be fair, I don't know much about the Outer Worlds. I played Outer Worlds 1 a little bit, but like Outer Worlds, Avowed, I'm not voting for that because they didn't even let you barely customize anything. Like I remember when that game came out and it was such a fuss because like they didn't even have like I can't remember what it was. It was like something class related. Like you couldn't change something. And it was like, how do you have that in a game that's an RPG? So I watched a video recently, actually today, funnily enough, about this topic. So apparently like this and this are collections, right? This game is still in early access. And this is also kind of a remake in a way. And so the only like legitimate game in here that is not a remake or actual game is literally this game. It was a video by Maximilian Dude, I think is his name. Yeah, and I don't know anything about fighting games. I'm not a fighting game person personally. It's just not my cup of tea. But it's funny because like I don't really know any of these games anyway, so it's like not something I'd vote on anyway. Let's see what else is here. Best family game, I voted for Split Fiction. I feel like any of these games. So I don't think Mario Kart World's gonna win. I don't see that happening. I think Donkey Kong Bonanza will win. Like I said, I don't know any Nintendo games of recent. I don't play them. I really don't think Mario Kart World would win. It seems like I remember there being a lot of backlash against Mario Kart World. I can't remember what it was about, but there was something that people didn't like about it. But I picked Split Fiction because I really like the studio and I want them to win an award. Sim, I didn't play any of these, so I don't know. I'll vote the Final Fantasy because it looks really, really good. All the others, I've heard the Altars is pretty good too, so like it might be really good. Best sporting and racing. Again, I don't know any of these games. I picked Sonic Racing because I've seen gameplay of Sonic Racing. It looks really fun, and it looks very ambitious. So like it's a game that I don't think I would play personally, but it's also something that I think does deserve a little bit of limelight. I don't necessarily, other than these two games, which I don't like these EA sports games. All these, like these three, I mean, they look, Kepler Interactive, they're pretty good. So like, best multiplayer, I picked Peak. This was a difficult one because other than Arc Raiders, which Shroud is going to come after me for saying that, other than Arc Raiders, all of these look really good. And to be fair, it's not that Arc Raiders doesn't look good. It's just it doesn't look my style, and the whole AI voice thing really threw me off the idea of playing the game. Night Rain, it'll win. Night Rain will win. The only reason I voted for Peak was mainly because I really like Aggro Crab. I really like the studio. And Peak was phenomenal. Me and Dauntless did a few videos on, which I've not posted them yet because I've not had time to edit them because it's a lot of footage to edit. But we played Peak together on stream. It's a really fun game. Highly recommend playing it with friends. it's a really fun game. But I think Night Rain will win that category personally. The best adaptation. This is the one that really got me crazy because okay, Splinter Cell I don't know, and Devil May Cry. I heard people didn't care for this, but like these two I know nothing about. But these three are the ones that surprised me. Okay, so they put a Minecraft movie, which is god awful. It is so unbelievably crappy, right? Sonic isn't on here, which I don't know if Sonic came out in 2025. Actually, let me look up. Did Sonic come out in 25? I'm pretty sure it did, but I could be wrong. No, it came out at the end of last year. So what? Okay, so like this year's not been too crazy. So Sonic didn't come out this year, so this year's really not been much. So I can see why they're all kind of on the list because these are really the only ones that come out. But like Minecraft movie and Until Dawn. Until Dawn is not even an adaptation. It literally used, and I don't have anything against Until Dawn because Until Dawn's one of them things where like if you did it in movie version, like if you just did the story and put it in a movie, you just destroyed the game. The whole premise is that it's a interactive movie. If you make an interactive movie uninteractable, you just got a shitty movie. That's just that destroys the point in my opinion. So like the only option here is Last of Us season 2. I never even watched The Last of Us season 2. But like it's clear between these options to me anyway, it's Last of Us season 2. And if Minecraft movie wins, I'm going to be mad. Until Dawn, if you liked the movie, fine. I don't see it winning anything. I don't see how anyone would like that movie. Um, these two, I don't know anything about personally. Last of Us will win easily. Um, Most anticipated game. This is one that I have been debating on. I'm going to probably. I think I'm gonna change my vote. Um, This is not. So okay. Obviously, GTA is gonna win this. And it's the most obvious answer. I think everyone is looking forward to GTA 6. Anyone who anyone who likes that series anyway is looking forward to GTA 6. Like it's not even a question. But also, like these are some really good picks for games. So like this is a really hard category to pick for. Um so like I want to change my vote because like Grand Theft Auto is the obvious answer because that's just what I picked. Because the website was being really buggy, and I was just like, I'll just pick one, and I picked one. But like, I don't know. The obvious answer is GTA, so I think I'm gonna go with of this list. I think I'm most looking forward to The Witcher 4. I think that's the one I'm looking forward to the most. I really am looking forward to Wolverine, but it's probably going to release on PlayStation first, and I don't have a PlayStation, so I'm not a PlayStation person. I'm Resident Evil. I'm not really a big fanboy in the Resident Evil series. I love the Resident Evil series, but it's not something that like I've only played two of the games, and like I don't really know much about that series. This game looks really good, but it's also the game that I know nothing because we don't know anything about it yet. It's a new series. It's a new everything. This game looks incredible, but it's between these two, and I'm picking this. Obviously, GTA is going to be the winner of this category. It's not even a question. But I picked Moist Critical for content creator of the year because I don't dislike Kai. I find him kind of annoying, but like I don't dislike him. These three, I don't know who any of these are. I don't know who either of these are. Like I don't know these people, and I don't know this person. So it was between him, and I like Moist Critical a lot better than I do Kai. Like nothing against Kai. I mean, I know he's been in a handful of controversy in his career. He's just too much for me. I know that sounds a little crazy because I'm a very, very loud creator myself, but like his style of comedy just does not resonate with me at all. I much prefer Moist Critical's like very dry sense of humor. That's just I don't know. That just fits me more. Again, nothing completely against Castanat. I don't really care for him, but like, I don't hate him or anything. These three, I have no idea who they are though. I'm not even gonna vote for esports. I don't know anything about esports. Um, I would vote League of Legends, but like, I just I don't know any of these. I don't know anything about these kind of games. Same thing with the esports athletes. I don't follow esports. I don't. This is not something that I follow, and so the next round will end, or sorry, the next round will begin December 4th. So I think I'll do a December 4th video, um, voting for the new nominees. Um, I think that would, yeah, I think that would be good. Do it like a video per round of nominees, just to kind of narrow everything down. That way, I kind of get a better chance to explain myself and like. Well, I might not. My votes probably will stay the same unless my vote gets eliminated. Which, like I said, most of my votes go for Clair Obscur, so I really don't think they're gonna get eliminated. Um, I think that it's crazy some of the forced hatred for Clair Obscur. I think like people on Twitter especially are like very forcibly disliking Clair Obscur. It's like everyone loved it when it came out. Everyone did nothing but praise it, but now that it's nominated, you think it's not fair. Like everyone and their mother talked about how much they liked Clair Obscur, and now you're going to be like, oh no, I've hated it the whole time. Like you don't have to like a product, you don't have to enjoy Clair Obscur, but at the very least, you got to recognize that it did make an impact and that it does deserve its praise, even if you don't think it should win. Like people are like, I'll be happy as long as this game. Like, that's rage bait. It's very rage bait to me. I don't know. Maybe they just really hate French people. I don't know. But I want to thank you for watching this video. Like I said, I will be streaming the Game Awards live December 11th. We're gonna have a big event for it. I'm very excited. I'm very excited for that event. I have 2 events coming up in this December. I have Thankmas and I have Game of the Year Awards. The Game of the Year Awards will be on December 11th. More following the Thankmas announcement, though. And I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.